Justin Grant was forced to endure a wait of 4 years to receive an opportunity to defend his Sumar Classic victory from 2018. 4 years after the most recent installment of the event, the Ione, California native came back to retain his throne.
Robbins out over the cushion, a smidge. Bill Rose and Emerson Axum, who had picked off Shane Cottle. How about that? Emerson Axum, a tremendous showing out here tonight.
No doubt about that. Again, we see Shane Cochran out of the car, move over flag, shown by Tom Hansing as C.J. Leary continues to move forward.
Austin Niemeyer lies just ahead of your race leaders as Grant's able to close through the apex of turn number 1 and 2 and up to the back bumper, but the 6 of C.J. Leary gets out away from him. Ford power underneath the hood of the 6 car up front as he continues to showcase that for you as he'll lead him across for lap number next, just 65 to go. But up front so far, it's been the C.J. Leary show with now 57 laps to go.
57 laps down. Leary has been resilient. Grant trying to reel him in as he comes out of 2. Quoin's put the hammer down again.
Yeah, Quoin got to the outside of Swanson, deep down into the corner. Swanson's back end waggled around, and the 97 car's on to charge and on to move. Just swept around the outside, jumped the cushion. As out of the corner we come. So Jerry Coons Jr. right in that mix as well is able to slip up through into the number 3 spot for the number 55. Justin Grant's caught up to C.J. Leary. C.J.'s in trouble. Grant down to the inside. Got him for the race lead out of 2. Oh, biked up. Hang on to it.
Well, there is action to be found here tonight, Chet. Almost anywhere you turn.
What's staggering about that is C.J. Leary had a considerable lead over the rest of the field, and Justin Grant closed at an astounding rate in the 91 car. Oh, and C.J. Leary off the pace, the number 6 car.
Tough break for C.J.
I knew it had to be fading because they closed on him too quick. Got a right rear tire down for C.J. Leary. Well, to the bottom, the lane's there for Jerry Coons Jr. He's got on the binders and pushed up high on the racetrack. He's not going to get the run he was looking for, and in fact, is going to get Buddy Quoin to the outside.
Boy, there is side-by-side racing throughout the field. Jerry Coons Jr. working the bottom there. He tried to make a move to the front. Did that cost him? It did for the moment.
Yeah, cost him back into the number 3 spot. Meanwhile, Seavey's under attack. Down the inside comes Bacon.
Battle for the lead. Quoin made a run.
Got to run a little peek on Justin Grant, the 91 car up front. Grant out of turn number 4, back in walking around, and Quoin's coming. Here he comes down the inside. Deep down on Justin Grant. Grant going to try to work the cushion, maybe cross him over. Buddy Quoin with more of a drive job at turn number 1 and 2 takes the race lead with 42 laps to go.
How about that? Quoin powers to the front of the 97 car. Now Justin Grant's fighting back again.
Down on the inside, whoops, slips a little high there for Bacon. As out of the corner they come in a charge down the front chute with now 33 laps remaining. Coons back to the bottom again. That number 55 car working on Justin Grant out of 2. He's got him. He'll get around Grant down into turn number 3 and move up into 2nd on the field now. Slides out wide. Grant's going to try to turn him back to the inside to no avail.
So Jerry Coons Jr. using all that savvy that has come with years of experience running 2nd.
For your 2nd spot to get here, as we got trouble out over the cushion. Buddy Quoin capsizes the unit. Oh my goodness gracious. He had that all but in the books with 14 laps to go. I turned my attention to Jerry Coons Jr. and Buddy Quoin goes topsy-turvy. Now 4 laps to go that time by, and lap traffic is indeed an issue, Pat.
I thought that he would use Travis Wellpot as a pick. He couldn't quite get there to do that. Now Grant is peeking and dancing around.
Down into the corner. Wellpot's going to stay down to the inside as a caution flag comes out.
Oh, wow.
Good start for Coons. My goodness gracious, just gone faster and breath mints at a singles bar in the 55 car. Down into the corner he goes, and down the back straightaway. Inside, Emerson Axum trying to make something happen, maybe crack the top 4. He'll charge, and here comes Grant down low.
Oh, that's a good run by Justin Grant. Can he hold it down? There's the issue. It looks like he can.
That was the move he had been planning for a while. Now 3 laps to go. Jerry Coons Jr. shuffle back into the number 2 spot. Justin Grant starting to stretch his legs on him.
Now did Brady Bacon also hit the go button? We'll wait and see.
I think this tells the tale here. I believe Jerry Coons has got issues. He might have a tire going down on the 55 cars. He falls back into the clutches of the 53.
Meanwhile, Justin Grant out front.
Down the back chute, final time, final two corners here at the Terre Haute Action Track. Through turn number 3 and 4, it is going to be the NOS Energy Drink number 91. Justin Grant's going to pick up the win at the Sumar Classic.
After controlling and losing the lead late in the 100-lap season opener, Grant felt as if he'd given the race away as he faded into the distance. In the end, Grant became the first driver ever to reign victorious in consecutive runnings of the race at the Terre Haute Action Track.
That wasn't your normal Silver Crown race. Like normally you kind of ride around, and there at the end, I don't know if I've ever run a sprint car around this place that hard. It was a ton of fun. The track was technical and choppy, and I wasn't doing a very good job through the middle of the race. I kept getting in the holes and just not really doing my job. And fortunately, these races are long enough for a dumb guy like me to figure it out. And we got our way picked through the holes. And once I found my way through the holes and I could rip the fence off of 2, I knew we were really, really good, but I thought I just wasted too much time.
Bobby Santos never let last year's Carb Night Classic disappointment escape his memory bank. He remembered it all too well after leading 63 laps before seeing Cody Swanson drive by him in traffic for the lead and the win. Given the same scenario during May's edition at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park, Santos was bound and determined not to let it play out the same way.
Out now with 56, soon to be 55 laps remaining in this feature event.
Contact. Nathan Bird with some contact there, and Russ Gamester involved. So here, we got a replay on Flow for those of you watching at home.
Yeah, so lucky break right there, Gamester. Look at that. The entire field just kind of scoofed around him. Close to the halfway point here for the Carb Night Classic. Hobbs giving a jump down into the corner. That's been fired off a little better. Still got him side by side, back behind. O'Gara able to move around there on the number 5 spot. Had a whole bunch of company to the outside, now to the inside, deep into turn number 3.
Yeah, again, to the preferred passing point there. If you can drive it down there deep and hold that line, you've got a chance. Boy, this is dicey.
As Taylor Fern's able to pick up a spot and get around to number 67. Actually propped open the door for a whole bunch of people. Nick Hamilton, one of which is out there. The number 80 car trying to make some strides down on the inside. Nick Hamilton just behind running 6. Kyle O'Gara, Justin Grant, Tanner Swanson, Logan Seavey, your top 10. There's a move. Trouble for the 2V car. That's what took place. Ryan Newman, unfortunately, off the pace in the 2V.
Yeah, he sure is. He's pulled into the pit area.
Kyle, as you mentioned, that little swing up wide, is he just looking for banking up there?
Yeah, he's one of the best here coming on late in the run, and what you can do by sticking your right front all the way up there is just get a little bit more bite to turn down the track, and it's allowing him to reel in Santos right now, and I've seen this happen a lot from a driver. He can really teach you, and here he goes.
There he goes.
Off to the outside for the number 1, Cody Swanson. Santos knows he's there. He slides up high, tries to steal a little bit of that lane away. Swanson's going to force the issue side by side. Drag race to the line. Cody Swanson, your new race leader.
That's where he made the pass to win the Indy Pro Series race a year ago. Boy, these two are really going at it.
Santos ran him up the track, took the lane away, goes back into the number 1 spot for the number 22 car. And Cody Swanson's not going to take that line down. Watch the number 1. Your runner deep through the corner again. Again, a peek to the outside. And her best finish, I should say, with USAC. She charges hard out of turn number 4 and down to front straightaway. She is on the heels of the number 6, maybe down low into turn number 1.
Whoa, and she gets a little sideways. But it looks like she's going to pull the pass up. Meanwhile, Nick Hamilton is pulled into the pit area.
So Taylor Fern's able to move into the number 3 spot. CJ Leary follows in 4th. Swanson's starting to put that mental game on Bobby Santos. Santos has a little bit of lap traffic to use as a pick. He'll move down to the inside.
Boy, he drove very deep on the bottom there and somehow kept that straight.
Yeah, slipped the outside. Here comes a run out of the number 1 car. Looked like he was going to be able to carry some steam onto the back straightaway.
Oh, hold your breath right here.
Down to the inside. The nose is there. He's thinking about it as he tiptoes the tulips down the inside. The number 1 car side by side with Santos. Santos again holds him off out of turn number 4. Soon to come to a close. He's down in turn number 1 and 2 we go, and Santos had him covered on the entrance down there. We got him right nose to tail out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Here comes CJ Leary down the inside for the number 3 spot. Deep down into the corner. Swanson not able to challenge on the 22. White flag comes out up front. Down into turn number 1 and 2 they go. Swanson's got to take a shot at him. Here he comes. That run to the outside. Swanson's a-coming.
A little bit of a deke there. Looked high, looked low. Where's he going to go this time?
Down into the corner. He's going to try to rein that momentum to the outside of Bobby Santos. Santos leaves the lane up high. Not going to happen for him. Bobby Santos going to win the Carb Night Classic.
Terrific race.
It's a victory that had been a long time coming for the rejuvenated Santos, whose 11th career Silver Crown triumphant performance came 4 years since his most recent.
God, I don't know. I mean, those guys are the best. There's no arguing that. They are the standard for Silver Crown racing, and it's been tough chasing them, but it feels good to steal one from them tonight. We still got some work to do.
They say each individual receives just one opportunity to make a first impression. If that's truly the case, then Logan Seavey's introduction to Pennsylvania's Port Royal Speedway is a match made straight out of a storybook. The fairy tale racing evening began with him collecting a USAC AmSoil Sprint Car National Championship feature victory on the half-mile dirt oval. Later that night, when he restrapped himself into a USAC Silver Crown car, his aim was to do the same.
And there goes Seavey right to the cushion for the number 22 car.
Wow.
Yeah, he got right back to the whip, didn't he?
He went to the whip in a hurry.
Watching Seavey around the outside, trying to make a run and get himself out front and then make that 22 car as wide as possible. Oh, cross down to the inside. Holy smokes, that got a little tight coming down the front chute. CJ Leary got the memo back behind as well. He slammed it into the cushion down there for the number 6 car, trying to garner some momentum to run down to 74 of Cottle down on the inside. They want to go 3 wide for second on the field.
Now you can see Cottle just sitting up in the saddle. He really got on it deep in turn number 3 and 4, and he's still rooting on the bottom. He's counting on that. Seavey's betting on the high side, and Leary thinks that's the horse he's going to run with.
Close again, down the back straightaway, almost get together. Oh, Bacon coming up. Throws the block on the number 22 down into the corner. And Logan Seavey had speed coming out of turn number 2, and here comes Seavey back down to the inside.
Yeah, Seavey's elbows up. This is getting physical right now. And Cottle says, I like these kind of games. You can't get that close in these cars.
Unbelievable. Seavey went down the inside to steal the lane away from Brady Bacon. Bacon tries to come back at him. Cottle's trying to capitalize on those two duking it out in the number 74 car. And that is a tremendous 3-car battle out of turn number 4.
Well, this has gotten personal. There's no doubt about it here. They are really taking the gloves off.
Back to the cushion for the number 22 of Seavey. He'll work it around the outside up front. The benefactor of it all, Matt Westphal. Down and back straightaway, the 54, Matt Westphal. Plenty stout down on the inside. Seavey again goes to the top shelf. That's the line he loves. Here comes the speed out of turn number 4.
And he's digging down the back straightaway. What's Westphal's spotter saying? You know what Seavey's is saying. Put your boot in it, son, and let's get moving. And here he comes.
To the outside, got Westphal picked off into turn number 3. Matt Westphal now sees the company with his own eyes as opposed to those of his spotter. Around the outside comes Seavey trying to make a run on it. Can he get back to the point? Still hanging on for now.
Look at the traffic, Chet. This is going to be an issue, although it's mostly on the bottom. Here's Matt Westphal diving low. Chet, he's just trying to get some grip as he comes off a 2. Can he get the momentum down the back straightaway?
Trying to make it happen. Look further back behind. CJ Leary firing off very well. The number 6 car I thought was going to be able to make a run. Here comes Westphal for your race lead. Westphal drives out across the racetrack. Got tight through the middle. Seavey tried to cross him back down to the inside.
Oh, it's almost a dead heat. Seavey by a nose at the line.
Seavey down on the inside. Westphal better around the outside. The number 54 car goes back onto the point. Out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Seavey shuffled back into second by 3 car lengths into 3. Every time through the apex, Westphal drives out across, trying to keep that car as straight as possible, carry as much speed onto the front straightaway as possible. It's worked for him. Seavey pounded the cushion down. Oh, hard into the wall. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Scrubs off speed. Westphal escapes out of 2. Down into turn number 3 and 4 they go. Around the outside, still Seavey. Bacon down low. Now breathing room for the number 54 car up front. 4 laps to go this time by. 2 laps to go this time by. Twin sticks come out.
2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. You're kidding.
Unbelievable. Caution flag coming out. No one to go. It's already green out of turn number 4 and onto the front straightaway. Westfall, good restart. Here comes Cottle down the inside. Brady Bacon trying to keep the door shut down low. Dallas Hewitt's right there. To the outside goes Logan Seavey. The 22 brings heat. Down the back straightaway. He's right there with a 54.
Chet, you get the idea that he's going to have one shot and one shot only to get it done. Westfall's going to make this car as wide as he can.
Back beyond, a tremendous battle taking place behind as the white flag is out. Logan Seavey, one more trip around to get around Matt Westfall. Big shot into the wall. Another one to the outside. He's got him out of 2.
Oh, what's it going to be? Seavey goes low. Will he drift too high? Will he drift too high? Drag race down the front straightaway. Chad, who's got it?
Logan Seavey's got it on the final lap. Checkered flags come out. He'll win the inaugural run for the USAC Silver Crown here at Port Royal Speedway.
The thrill of victory for Seavey came adjacently to the agony of defeat for Matt Westfall, the 20-plus year veteran who came within a half lap of winning his first career series feature after leading a race-high 30 of the 50 laps.
I didn't know if I was going to have enough there at the end with a 2-lap run to get to him. He seemed like he was searching a little bit too, and I was not searching. I had one goal in mind, and just use the wall to drive around him. And hats off to Matt. There's 22 other guys in the field that probably would have run me right in the fence there down the backstretch, but it left me just enough to kind of bounce off the wall and sneak by. So.
It had been quite some time since CJ Leary could lay claim to a victory on a racetrack with a pavement surface. He'd won feature events on the asphalt behind the wheel of TQ midgets and go-karts in the early stages of his career. Simply put, nothing could compare to the performance the Greenfield, Indiana native displayed throughout June's Dairyland 100 at Wisconsin's Madison International Speedway. From start to finish, Leary was picture perfect.
Inside behind him, rocking and roll along goes Justin Grant, the 91 car up front. It's still a side-by-side battle deep into turn number 3. Santos swinging that fuel cell around on the outside, trying to get a run on Leary out of turn number 4.
That is a good battle up front. Meanwhile, lurking, Eric Gordon, who won the last time of the series in 1990. Eric right now sitting about the 6th position.
Watching him down into turn number 3 and 4 yet again. Bobby Santos continues to persist on the outside, keeping company with the number 6 of CJ Leary down low. Leary, a little bit of advantage into turn number 1 and 2. Now seals the deal. Santos back behind. He's got no place to go. He's down on the inside. Cody Swanson, the number 1, occupies that real estate.
Got to keep the car as straight as possible, Chet. You cannot abuse the tires. Race is 3/4 the way down. Be 24 laps to go when CJ Leary crosses the stripe.
Here comes Tyler out of the corners. Got the opening down to the inside. The number 14 car is going to pick off Hamilton down into turn number 3. That'll be 5th on the field for the number 81. Davey Hamilton could not hold him at bay. And now Brian Tyler quickly leaves him behind and goes after the 91. Justin Grant, that'll be a battle for 4th. 21 laps remain. Lucky 21, the number 6 car down the back straightaway. Bobby Santos nowhere to be found back behind. He is no longer even on the same straightaway as CJ Leary up front.
Meanwhile, Brian Tyler to the inside of Justin Grant. Made the move, made it stick. Heads down into turn number 3. So Malcolm Lovelace has to be pleased with the performance of his veteran driver, Brian Tyler. Tyler now 4th. Well, I don't know who's spotting for CJ Leary tonight, but I suspect they're offering a lot of counsel right now. As he's got such a commanding lead, he has the chance to really be a lot more careful in terms of the timing of making the move to get around this traffic.
Swanson's got to keep it down low and protect on that inside line. Brian Taylor up to the back bumper, crosses down to the inside. Here comes a run at your number 3 spot. Deep into turn number 1, side by side out of turn number 2. Put Brian Tyler onto 3rd.
Yeah, Brian Tyler, what a great run for the veteran. That just tells you how dominant CJ has been.
Yeah, unbelievable run for him out here tonight. A little loose coming out turn number 4 as he pulled the throttle to it. And C.G. Leary has now just gotten around Justin Grant. He is lapped 5th. So that little move coming out turn number 4 put him around their 5th place car. Oh, so we got one around. Caution flags coming out. Caution flag is coming out. To the Nos Energy Drink starting can. C.J. Leary's race to start up front. Bobby Santos, the number 22 car, punches the throttle and hangs tight.
Santos is going to try to rock it on the outside. Does he have enough? I don't think so, not there at least.
Down the back chute they go. Brian Tyler still right there. The number 1 of Cody Swanson looking to the outside of Brian for that 3rd position. White flag comes out up front. One more voyage of velocity on the half mile here at Madison International Speedway for C.J. Leary.
At Port Royal, we had a last lap pass. If Bobby Santos can get it done, he'll have one shot and one shot only, Chet.
That's a shot right there. Not going to happen for him. Double checkers come out. The Bitech Dairyland 100 winner is going to be C.J. Leary.
He may not be a quote-unquote pavement guy by definition, but Leary's performances on the hardtop at this point in the year pushed him to the top of the overall standings for the first time since early 2016.
So thankful to have these guys on my side. I never thought that I would win a pavement Silver Crown race. You know, we've been trying for a long time, and you know, me and my dad, we had a car, and then I drove for Gene Nolan, and man, this is just really cool. You know, to beat Bobby there on that restart, it means a lot to beat the best. You know, I knew he was going to give it all he had. You know, they just told me that he was, you know, moving around, trying some different lines, and it got so slick there off too that I felt like I was struggling, but they just they felt like if I keep it glued to the bottom, that he couldn't pass me.
Throughout the first 4 races of the USAC Silver Crown season, Cody Swanson felt a bit guilty that he hadn't yet broken through for a first victory. Entering the first turn on the opening lap of a unique 10-car, 25-lap shootout at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park, the Kingsburg, California native got straight to the point, even though the race was the first non-points event for the series in 26 summers.
You wonder about that and how much of a test session it is. Here comes Tanner Swanson now. The number 2 car has run down Bobby Santos. Santos lies just ahead. Tanner's got a good drive coming out of the deuce.
Remember, a couple of times to pick up some bonus money, he elected to go to the rear of the field and ultimately finished second. That's a nice pass there, Chet.
Yeah, just made a nice little swoop down into the corner and right around Bobby Santos. Got him picked off. Now goes to work.
Trouble.
On Nick Hamilton as around goes C.J. Leary.
Yeah, there were sparks underneath that car. So there's a serious problem there for C.J.
Here we go. Green flag coming back out. We're back underway. 10 laps remain on this one. Tanner Swanson looking down the inside of Hamilton into turn number 1. Hamilton comes down low. There goes Swanson out to the outside.
That was a bold move, Chad. He got a little bit of a wiggle there. Now he tries to regroup and goes to the whip down the back straightaway. Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, came him a little punch in the rump there. Coming out turn number 2. Santos quick to capitalize as well. Gets down the inside of Hamilton, and they are all over him like a giant cloud of flying monkeys. Rip their way through turn number 1 and 2 onto the back straightaway. Hamilton to the outside, trying to get back around Santos. Meanwhile, Tanner Swanson has cleared what is now a battle for 3rd. Sets his sights on running down his brother up front.
Jay, will this be the 14th victory for Cody Swanson here at this oval? Tracy Hines at 15, number 1 all time. There's a chance to tie that mark tonight.
Now the corner he comes. Checkered flag flies. Cody Swanson picks up the win here tonight.
Swanson's early season winless drought in points races remained the furthest along in a Silver Crown season he'd gone without a victory in 10 seasons. Points or no points, Swanson wanted this one badly, and he made sure he took care of business.
This is fun, you know. Silver Crown races are tough because even when your car's good, you can't show it, right? You got to take care of it to the end, and this time I really wanted to show what a good car these guys give me, because they've been giving me great cars all year, and I hate that I haven't won anything for them yet. So it was a blast to go, 4 wheels on the apron there and try to get the lead and just show them what these cars are capable of. It's a lot of fun.
After experiencing defeat during last year's debut at Indiana's Winchester Speedway by a narrow half-car-length margin, was there any doubt that Cody Swanson would come ready to play in his return to the Rich Vogler Classic? Couple that with the fact that he had gone winless with the series throughout the first 4 points races, the longest such drought he's endured to start a campaign since 2013.
Kind of caught behind 3-lap cars there for Santos. Santos drops the nose on. He'll look down to the inside. Nothing to be found there. And here comes a run out of Seavey. He's going to get around Santos into 3.
Boy, I'll tell you, Ronnie Gardner's turned all the right dials thus far on the steady entry of Logan Seavey for Rice Motorsports. And the Southern California driver is looking plenty comfortable on the high banks of Winchester.
As that battle continues to ensue down the back chute, Logan Seavey. Here comes Taylor Ferns down the inside. Good rotation on Seavey. Seavey holds her at bay one more time. Crosses down to the inside of Corey.
Don't tell me these drivers aren't brave at this racetrack. That takes nerves of steel right there.
Cal O'Gara, the number 67 one here at the number 5 spot. as they continue to hustle around the racetrack. Caution
Yellow.
flag comes out.
Taylor.
Oh, my goodness. She had a tremendous run going on. Was running fourth just behind Logan Seavey in the 55 car. As he picks up the pace. We're back underway with now 39, soon to be 38 laps remaining. Boy, he just leaps away from the field, doesn't he?
Unbelievable.
This is the proverbial shot out of a cannon.
I mean, you knew they would work on things at Indianapolis Raceway Park, where they won the non-points race and did. Meanwhile, boy, did you see C.J. Leary slide up the bank?
Yeah, Leary.
That 6 car, that was a little edgy.
Leary trying to get around B-Shack, picks off the 31 car down turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. C.J. Leary's on a charge. He's on a charge. Watch him now as he is up to 5th on the field.
And meanwhile, good battle also for the second spot, and Logan Seavey has got it done.
Seavey able to pick off the 26 car. Wyndham shuffle back into 3rd. I think that answers our question whether or not Wyndham's saving something for the late stages of the race. Somebody that ain't saving nothing is Cody Swanson up front. He has gone faster at breath mints in the singles bar. Here comes the run out. C.J. Leary looking down the inside of Wyndham. He'll run her deep down into turn number 3. Wyndham looking back around the outside to number 26. Leary, hey, hang on to it. He'll slide up the racetrack. B-Shack follows along. Meanwhile, back in the field, if you turn your attention further back, and we were 3 wide coming out turn number 2. We want to go 3 wide, maybe out of turn number 4. That gets real tight. Oh, my. K-Rob trying to make some things happen in the number 7 car now. I did not realize that whenever you're stopped, those laps don't count if you're stopped out on the racetrack. So Taylor Ferns, the 55, is technically in 3rd. Here's the white flag out of turn number 4. Your final trip around for the Rich Vogler Classic presented by the Pallet Builder for Cody Swanson up front, who absolutely dominated here tonight. His quick time, so much faster than the rest of the field, and he just continues to bring that thing around his half mile to the checkered flag.
Swanson's ingredients made for a recipe that called for a whooping of epic proportions on the 37-degree banked half-mile paved oval as he led all 100 circuits and lapped all but one driver in the 21-car field en route to a mind-blowing 10.062 second margin of victory.
I had a car good enough to do it last year, and I just did it wrong. I mean, I hate to admit that, but I mean, I did, and my team deserved to win, and today maybe the track was different this year than last, and maybe a couple things kind of went our way, and I had a whole different mindset. You know, last year I was conservative because I was nervous what happens if I run out of tire at the end, and this time I want to make sure we all ran out, you know, and then see how it went, because this car's been so good, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to run for the Dorn Racing team. You know, what a great bunch, and support from Henry USA and Glen Farms and Rosewood Machine and Tool and all the people, all the hard working people that put in the time on it. You know, my wife Jordan, you know, I left Tuesday morning for the race shop, still haven't been home. Because we had a job to do and wanted to put this car in victory lane for this team, and you know, I didn't do any of it alone. And not only has this team helped me prepare a great car, but even the driving part. I mean, I appreciate the history of the sport, and someone that helped me a lot on the banks to learn how to drive it was Tracy Hines. 5 or 6 years ago, before we went to Salem, I gave him a call, and he helped me out and taught me a lot, and that still holds true to today. And even last fall, I got a chance to sit down with Mac McClellan, Tom Bigelow, and Johnny Parsons, and they told stories. And they told stories about this place, and I mean, there's a lot of that I took to heart that made sense. That and those guys did it. And it was super tough, and maybe a trick or two I learned from them. So I'm thankful for that, for everybody that's in my life and the chance to do this. Sorry for being so long-winded, but I appreciate you all.
Since 1976, there's been one individual who stood head and shoulders above all others in terms of USAC National Feature victories at Ohio's Toledo Speedway. That's Raleigh Beal. In the current era, no driver has come close to Beal's dominance at the Northern Ohio Oval. The only one who's come close is Swanson, and he demonstrated that fact in the race named after the legend he passed at the Raleigh Beal Classic.
I don't know if it's coming quick enough for him, but he is definitely closing on that 3-car tussle out of 2, or out of 4 rather.
Well, needless to say, should a caution arise, that's going to be a game changer for everybody. But Leary can't bank on that. He's got to do what he can do now. Moves down the back straight and gets cut off just a bit.
Oh!
And there it is, right in front of him. Oh, man.
Hard into the wall. Unfortunately, Taylor Ferns went up and punched into the concrete top side of the racetrack. Justin Grant around down into the grassy area. Keeps that car rolling. He's going to pull back out. The 18 of Travis Wellpot caught up C.J. Leary, and Leary all the way from the tail of the field, got himself up to 5th when disaster strikes. Green flag comes back out to NOS Energy Drink starting. We're back underway, and again, about a 3-car lead down into turn number 1 and 2 as Cody Swanson puts his foot to the 10.
He does. And can anybody challenge him? Looks like Bobby Santos is dancing around, anxious to make some sort of headway on Justin Grant.
Working out the outside of Corey, the number 32 car falls by the wayside. That is a great tussle taking place into turn number 3, and Santos again looks up high, gets down low. Here comes the run to the inside.
Yeah, this may work for him. It depends on what Higginbottom does.
Nope, denied.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, that lane's going to run out there. Justin Grant's going to use the lap traffic as a pick to hold Santos off.
Here's that battle again coming down the front straightaway.
Just could not turn your attention away from us. Now Santos takes the run to the outside. Got a nose up on him. That's a good drive out wide for the number 22 car. Justin Grant's going to have to run it deep into turn number 3. Santos persists out wide for the number 22s. He's got him out of turn number 4. Not yet.
Oh, man. Can he do it? Can he do it? He did now. Now, can he run him down? Can he run down Swanson?
So we continue on to Raleigh B100, just about in the books. 2 laps to go. White flag comes out the next time by.
Yeah, the gang from USAC's headed down to Victory Lane. They've seen this guy there before. Here he comes. Cody Swanson will become the winningest driver all time under the USAC banner here. He'll surpass Bobby Raleigh Beal, and here we go.
Done deal. Cody Swanson picks up the win.
On this day, Cody Swanson moved atop the list with number 6, topping the 1973 USAC National Sprint Car Champions' long-standing win record of 5 at Beal's hometown track.
I mean, it's hard because you feel like you break your rhythm and it almost makes it worse. You know, a couple times I tried to change my pace and felt like I got looser off and would be harder on the tires, so you just try to find your rhythm and make it count. And some of them lap cars are tough, and that's part of racing, you know, so you work your way through them and hope you don't give up too much lead and just try to keep going because you know these guys are coming, right? What a great bunch. Guys coming behind you that make you earn it every time.
A rare blank had yet to be filled on Cody Swanson's USAC Silver Crown stat sheet that seemed nearly as remarkable for its absence as does his record number of series wins and championships. Almost. In 3 past series starts at Worldwide Technology Raceway in Madison, Illinois, Swanson had never won at the series' largest and fastest circuit, the 1.25-mile paved oval. Not only that, he'd also never even led a single lap at the joint. Needless to say, he'd make an edit on his resume during this one.
Trying to make a charge now for Taylor Ferns, the number 55 car, looking down to the inside into turn number 3, challenging on Logan Seavey. Seavey trying to hold her at bay, does so, pulls out by a car length out of turn number 4. Meanwhile, up front, top 2 cars starting to separate just a pinch. And as I say that, Justin Grant, big drive down the front straightaway, looks to the inside.
Yeah, and it's Bobby Santos III who powered to the front in car number 22. So Santos, who has won twice here at this racetrack, now in front, but look at this battle down the back straightaway.
Justin Grant's got her wicked up to speed now, looks to the inside of Santos, picks him off down the back chute into turn number 3, puts the 91 car on the point, charges down around the top end of the racetrack, much faster in turn number 3 and 4, carry a lot of speed onto the front chute. He is pulling away from the field. Watch this run on Santos, coming out turn number 2, pulls the nose up on the 22 car. CJ down the inside, side by side, back behind for 3rd on the field.
That was dicey for a moment there, Chet. You're right. Hamilton Jr. tried to work the outside, closed on Santos III. There wasn't enough room to make that happen.
Here he goes into 2nd, gets around the outside of Santos, puts the 22 car back. A.V. Hamilton Jr.'s coming down to the inside. Look out for the race lead down into turn number 1. Justin Grant, you got some company into the turn number 1, and out of 2, it's a new race leader.
There it is. Davey Hamilton Jr. looks stout. C.J. Leary is going to try to follow in his wake as he works to the inside, takes a peek inside of Justin Grant.
You know, normally Silver Crown race, you come out here, you put some laps in, you do go racy at the end of it. This is game on from the word go. C.J. Leary putting pressure now on the 91 car, out of turn number 4 and onto the front straightaway. But Davey Hamilton Jr. up front, my goodness gracious, has stepped out on him by 5 or 6 car lengths down into 1. Yeah, let's watch him down the front straightaway now. The number 1 car continues to follow along in the footsteps of Justin Grant. Down into turn number 1 and 2 yet again. Again, a little peek to the outside. Bobby Santos trying to to close on him, and here comes Swanson. The attack will happen on the high line, out of turn number 2, and he's got it. Picks off second on the field. Grant shuffled back into third.
Bad news for the competitors right there. That was a smooth outside pass by Cody Swanson. He made that look easy.
Well, and he's a quick study, and Davey Hamilton Jr. is the first one that did it, and he took note of that. The number 14 car kind of watched him, is now running that same line, as it's time to show some speed here for Santos as he picks up the pace for the number 22.
And meanwhile, showing speed is the leader right now. It is Cody Swanson, who moved to the inside nicely and wrestled that lead away from Davey Hamilton Jr.
Yeah, just a little slick move down into turn number 1. He'll show the way down the back straightaway. Davey Hamilton now the one that has to run and gun and try to chase that number 1 car up front. Decisive move down to the inside by the number 14 car. Hamilton challenges for the race lead. Swanson's going to run him deep down into turn number 1, hang on to the high side and hang on to the race lead as they charge onto the back straightaway.
Yeah, that was a bold move by Davey Hamilton Jr. Now, one thing you don't want to do with abrupt moves is punish those tires. You've got to maintain those.
Here comes Bobby Santos from back in the field. Made the tire pressure changes. Boy, he had to run down to the inside. Oh, and he's off the pace. Dropped back. He had a good charge down into the corner. Now finds himself balling back through the field. Santos is slow down on the inside.
Unbelievable. So he has some significant problems.
Well, apparently the tire pressure changes or whatever they were looking at did not address that issue. The 22 is definitely slowed down the front chute. Stay under green flag down the back straightaways. Charge. Hamilton quick to attack down on the inside. Got to make it happen. Watch Cody Swanson trying to run her deep down into turn number 1, trying to hold off Hamilton. Hamilton putting pressure on Swanson, able to slip away as they drive out of turn number 2.
Yeah, and here comes Mario Klauser. He's gone to the whip down the back straightaway, that 92 car. Mario Klauser's quick, Chet.
He's quick. He needs to come up to speed. Not quite as quick on the trigger there for the number 92 car. He's plenty quick when he gets a lap underneath his belt out here. We'll see if he's able to close on the top 2 as they race out turn number 4 down to front straightaway. Throw a blanket, or proverbial blanket, over essentially the top 5. As Justin Grant's right there along with Nathan Bird, the number 11.
So Cody Swanson able to parry that charge by Davey Hamilton Jr. now has a little bit of a cushion down the back straightaway.
And Davey Hamilton Jr. knew he had to strike fast and strike hard if he's going to make something happen. Meanwhile, Nathan Bird working on Justin Grant, looking for 4th down into turn number 3. Mario Klauser trying to get around on Davey Hamilton Jr. in the number 14 car. But up front, he'll bring him across here. White flag coming out. One more trip around for Cody Swanson.
Let's see if Klauser can make a move on Davey Hamilton Jr. in the last circuit of this event. Don't believe anything is going to be in the way of a 37th victory for Cody Swanson.
Ooh, look at Nathan Bird back behind. Move on Justin Grant. Look to the outside. Ran out of real estate and hit to get onto brakes hard as they exited turn number 2, but down into turn number 3. Up front, Cody Swanson set to bring him back to the checkers.
Yeah, Cody Swanson, the greatest we have seen in this series, is going to come down. He's going to see the double checkered flags, and the king of this series has done it again, Cody Swanson.
And picking up the win here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway.
To boot, earlier in the day, Swanson became the first to reach 40 career USAC Silver Crown pole positions. As it turned out, his fastest lap was downright historic, with a new world record speed for a traditional USAC Silver Crown car during qualifying with an average speed of 146.699 miles per hour. It was a game of catch me if you can. In the end, nobody could.
I mean, I think that restart I was in 5th. Might have been a little bit pouty, right? That maybe I had played some things wrong and gotten shuffled back further than I wanted, but there were cars that were doing such a good job drafting each other better than I was, and so I got shuffled back, and I took a good restart to try to get 2 of them there and to get going. I got behind Justin and then Davey leading and knew they were running awful hard and looked like they could do it all night, so I figured I was going to need to press hard and try to get the lead as soon as I could, and luckily got a big draft on Davey to make the pass, and we had great speed out front, and man, some of them restarts were awful tough. He gets such a great draft, and he really was timing it right, and lucky we were able to hang on there at the end.
Following his runner-up performance during his debut Ted Horn 100 experience a year earlier, Logan Seavey explained how he was still amid the learning process of how to properly manage a 100-mile USAC Silver Crown race. In particular, he lamented about taking it a bit too easy in the beginning and giving up too much track position and taking a conservative approach regarding how much tire he could preserve and have left for the final push at the end. All those factors were put to the test in a Monday afternoon matinee on a giddy-up-style racetrack after 2 straight days of heavy rain doused the Quoin, Illinois State Fairgrounds soil.
Here comes the Chief, nipping at the heels of C.J. Leary.
Slips out to the outside there for the number 71 car, and then had a little slip of the grip, costing about 2 car lengths out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. CJ Leary trying to hit the marks and put it around the racetrack as well as possible. He'll rip into the corner, and again Cockrum able to close. Getting into turn number 3, up into the rough stuff.
Oh, I don't get it. He was hustling hard in between 3 and 4. Now he swings wide down the back front straightaway. Here comes the Chief.
And after runner deep into turn number 1, side by side. Cockrum going to come out ahead, at least by a nose. The exit out turn number 2, lap traffic down the inside, and CJ's going to have to let him get by.
Yeah, that's a pick right there. That's going to hamper CJ Leary, but
clean air out in front of that number 71 car. Watch him go.
Now Shane Cockrum stretched a little bit of a CJ Leary. Got trouble over turn number 4, Chad.
Davey Ray around. Yep. Going to bring out the caution flag, the number 8 car, and unfortunately, trouble again for the number 91 of Justin Grant. As green flag comes back out, 86 laps remain on this one. This time by Shane Cockrum. It's wonderful to watch these cars. They fire up, and those rear tires swell up. They get really tall down the front straightaway. That about 150 mile per hour straightaway speeds we saw in a hot lap session or practice session earlier on. And something to watch as he comes back around here for Cockrum. And oh my goodness gracious, what a heartbreak that would be. He's down on the inside, trying to finish this one off. Oh, he's got a tire down. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Watching Cockrum tiptoeing down into turn number 1 and 2. He is fighting that 71 car around the racetrack. He's off the pace.
Unbelievable. This
heartbreak
is what happens in Silver Crown racing.
Oh my goodness. Here goes CJ Leary around the outside. The number 6 car takes over the number 1 spot.
To win on a mile track. His father, of course, the Silver Crown Series champion. Won the Hoosier 100, one of his signature wins. And now Logan trying to reel in your leader, CJ Leary.
And out turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Soon to be 6 laps to go this next time by. The space or the deficit is Leary slowed down into the corner. And to the point goes the number 22. Logan Seavey takes over the top spot.
Unbelievable. That's the nature of this sport, of this discipline, of this style of racing. That's going to bring out the yellow.
So set to go, the 22 of Logan Seavey. Can he go the distance? 3 laps remain as he cuts it loose out of turn number 4. Shane Cockrum, maybe a faster race car back behind. He'll charge down into the corner. Seavey down on the inside. Out of turn number 2, kind of treads carefully. Shane Cockrum going to race around the number 22 car. That is not a race for the lead per se, as Seavey still your only car on the lead lap. Let him ease on through. He's got some time to work with here for the number 22. You don't have to be the fastest car out here.
He's just got to tiptoe through it. He knows it. This has got to be the longest 2 miles of his life.
Preserve and persevere for Logan Seavey in the 22 car. Cockrum's going to go like the wind up front. He'll take him across. The white flag displayed. 1 mile round for Logan Seavey. Needs a good run down the back straightaway so he can coast onto the front chute if the need be. So we watch him out of turn number 2 as he makes his way to turn number 3. Seavey ran 4th inside the top 5 for most of the day. Not into the books just yet.
Disappointment a year ago. Today it's going to be elation for the Southern California driver.
Out of turn number 4, Ted Horn 100. Logan Seavey picks up the double checkers and he puts that one into the books.
In an attrition-filled event which saw just 7 of the 30 starters make it to the finish line, when all was said and done, Seavey pounced when the dominant Shane Cockrum ran out of fuel with 13 laps remaining, and CJ Leary's car snapped the driveline while leading with 7 laps to go. In winning the 68th running of the Ted Horn 100, Seavey became the first driver to win both the USAC Silver Crown feature, which he did back in 2018, and an ARCA stock car main event at Quoin.
Yeah, I think we knew early that we were running really hard and fuel was going to play a factor, and I really wasn't sure about tire wear, but battled some adversity a lot there early. My radio kept coming unplugged, and I was driving one-handed trying to get it plugged back in. But it comes down to just having good horsepower on these tracks and good fuel mileage, and that's what we have here. Jimmy Kitasaki and Bosco supply us with a great engine, and it's perfect for these Silver Crown races. Makes just the right amount of power, really drivable, and then really good on fuel. So I saw Jerry slow down. I assumed it was fuel. I was talking to Ronnie there, and I was like, I think he's running out, and surprised Cochran made it as long as he did. And then I wanted to pit there on that last hill to get fuel since we were, the only car in the lead lap, and we couldn't make the decision fast enough. But like I said, this thing gets such good fuel mileage that I wasn't super worried, but I'd rather play it safe.
Logan Seavey's tireless pursuit of a first USAC Silver Crown championship was a persistent one, but when point leader Cody Swanson tagged the turn 1 wall on the opening lap of the 40th running of the Four Crown Nationals at Eldora Speedway, opportunity knocked.
Swanson, when he made his debut in the Silver Crown Series, was spectacular in that Mickey Meyer prepared number 10 machine. Let's see what the Anaheim, California driver can do.
Also keeping an eye on the 22 car down on the inside, currently second in the national point standings, Logan Seavey. Pedaling his way around the bottom. We had him 3 wide down into turn number 1. He'll still be side by side for that P2 spot. CJ Leary able to shrug him off.
Yeah, the most recent winner on the miles with Springfield looming next on the 15th of October. Logan Seavey wanting to make some hay right here.
Into turn number 3 we go. Kaylee Bryson working the number 4 spot. A little more sideways activity to the number 26 car. She'll get company down the inside and the form of the number 54, Matt Westfall. Westfall comfortable at Eldora Speedway.
You just took the words absolutely out of my mouth. He is so comfortable and calm in these race cars. He's an old school racer, and he knows he just needs to stay in striking distance.
Yeah, keep him up there. Statistically, we may see another caution, or we'll see another caution before it's all said and done. Jake Swanson, your race leader up front there. The number 10 car is going to get it. Well, I thought it was going to be a slide job. He did too. CJ Leary left the lane around the outside, and Swanson, unfortunately, had tapped the brakes to turn to the inside, and there was nothing to be found.
Matt Westfall, a family operation. Phil Westfall turns the wrenches on that car. He's comfortably in the 4th position.
Justin Grant making some strides back behind. The 91 car slicing through the field. Just cleared Kaylee Bryson and Emerson Axum in the 20 and the 26 car respectively as he heads down the back chute. Now closes on Brian Ruhlman into the corners. Up front, 6 car under attack. Here comes Seavey down to the inside.
Yeah, but how about Brian Ruhlman? What a job he's doing right now. Ruhlman having a good run.
Just like that, they went from Silver Crown to sprint car style racing down into the corner. CJ trying to come back at Logan Seavey. Seavey picked his spot to the inside. Matt Westfall goes to the number 49. Roland wanted to take him 3 wide as up on the high side. Justin Grant trying to fend him off in a battle for the final podium spot. Deep down into the corner, Logan Seavey, your race leader, out of turn number 4 and across. The competition is taking place for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and maybe 6th as Shane Cottle's now entered the fray.
Matt stuck a little bit at the middle groove, and Justin's on the outside. Now Matt pushes up, Justin's in trouble.
How about that line for Matt Westfall down into the corner, right in the slick? That is a bold move to run the slick and not think that you're going to slide up and get into the side of the 91 cars. Justin Grant gets out over the cushion. Matt Westfall back into P3.
You know, Matt had plenty of time in late models, and those drivers know how to run the drive slick so effectively. He's using a little bit of that knowledge right here to have a good podium run.
Great podium run indeed is up front. Logan Seavey continues to pace the field. It'll be 9 laps to go this time by for the number 22 car. CJ Leary can see him, just cannot get a hold of him. Heavy lap traffic lies ahead for Logan Seavey, and it will be a factor before this is over.
Well, Chris Wyndham doubled up. He was the 2021 Four Crown Nationals winner. Logan Seavey trying to follow suit.
Seavey, who picked up the Rosewood Machine and Tool Precision move of the race tonight in the sprint cars, now moves to the outside of Wellpot. He'll put him by the wayside, roll through turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway, and the white flag comes out.
Southern California's Logan Seavey. Robbie Rice, his dad, a 2-time Silver Crown champion. Ronnie Gardner, a 6-time Western champion. This is the big moment of the championship hunt. He's got to negotiate a couple of cars. CJ Leary streaking into turn number 3. Can he catch Seavey? I don't think so. Here comes Logan, and he'll take the checkered flag.
Seavey made it abundantly clear the love he has for Silver Crown Racing and Eldora Speedway. It's certainly easy to see why, as he kept his unblemished, undefeated USAC Silver Crown record intact at the Rossburg, Ohio half mile and tied up the points race with 2 events left on the calendar.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be done here. You know, last year we kind of started on the wall and then quickly moved down. But yeah, that was 50 laps, you know, running nearly as hard as I could, and my spotter Ronnie did such a good job at just keeping my distances with CJ there behind me. I knew he was really good, and I was running really hard. I didn't want to have to run that hard for 50 laps, but my car was so good it was easy to do. Ronnie, who also is my crew chief, just does such a good job with this thing, and we won last year through the middle, and then we could still go up there and hammer the wall when we have to. So I knew right away my car was really good, and I kind of wanted to get to the lead and set the pace and just kind of keep the gap there. So really cool. We got Die Edge on the car. We have like 40 Die Edge members here today, and cool to get a win for them. And just so excited. I love racing Silver Crown cars, and I love coming to Eldora.
Cockrum absolutely dominated at Southern Illinois' DuQuoin State Fairgrounds Dirt Mile on Labor Day weekend a little more than a month earlier, but he made sure this one was going to be his, following an early race historic performance by Kaylee Bryson.
Kaylee continues to keep that car moving down into turn number 3, and the 11 car sitting just ahead of it. Corey Oliver, I believe, maybe the number 11 car there, has been black flagged the last 2 or 3 laps. CJ Leary goes trying to make the move anyway, goes 3 wide with lap traffic. Bryson has to avoid.
That was tight right there at turn number 4. We went 3 wide for a moment. Look at Kaylee sliding in backwards into turn number 1, and she's going to come off a 2 hard.
Right back into it. On the outside of CJ Leary, Kaylee Bryson. I'm getting a report from down in the pit area. They're listening, and the 26 car may be going a little bit sour out there for Kaylee.
Now, I thought one time by it had a little bit of a rumble to it, but we'll wait and see. She's certainly giving all the can right now.
Yeah, right back around to number 6 and right back onto the point for Kaylee Bryson. Kaylee's going to have to contend with the number 24 lies just ahead. That's Mike Hagenbottom. He's currently scored 19th on the field.
Yeah.
To the outside. How about that? 3 wide with 2 lap cars.
Right. And there we go. Got one upside down.
That's Hagenbottom. Red flag going to come out on that one.
Wow.
In qualifying that top spot, I kind of expected him to do so, but he is still right there, and a good rip down on the inside. Here comes CJ Leary for your race leader. Drag race across the straight. Who's got it up front? Still Kaylee Bryson by 0.03 of a second.
As close as you can get.
Bryson pushing hard, cushion outside the racetrack. CJ Leary down low is going to keep company with her and keep the pressure on as they head down into turn number 3. Both of those cars charging out away from the 71 of Shane Cockrum. Shuffle back into third. Leary again rotates around the bottom. Bryson slip of the grip on the high side. 6 car goes to the number 1 spot.
Kenny dropped down just a little bit there after CJ was able to get to the inside, and Shane Cockrum tried to scramble forward and make that.
Bryson quicker, turn number 1 and 2 again, rotates the outside, pulls alongside the number 6 car. 3 and 4, she's got to clear CJ Leary and get to the bottom of the racetrack at turn number 3 and 4 if she hopes to hold him off, and CJ not going to let that happen.
It always feels like the race driver willing to go to the top is the dashing race driver, and you can hear the crowd behind us.
Oh my goodness.
They are behind Kaylee.
Boy, you talk about flexing your muscle around the outside. Drop down about a car width up off the bottom. She'll go back to the cushion down turn number 1 and 2. CJ Leary not able to take that top spot away for more than a lap.
So this is also a title run for the 6 car.
It is indeed. There's top 3 cars, including Cockrum, well out of the way for the rest of the field. Justin Grant, P4. Behind comes Cottle, Davey Ray, and now Logan Seavey is closing as your battle up front continues to ensue.
Well, the door was open there, and CJ stopped on the throttle. But Kaylee just went elbows up and said, no, not yet.
They're right there, nip and tuck down into the corner. CJ Leary with the drive down the back chute. Looks to the inside of Kaylee Bryson. Steals the lane away. Bryson's going to have to muscle it back around the outside. She runs it deep into turn number 3 and hangs on for yet another lap. As unfortunately for CJ Leary's off the pace, the number 6 car slow out of turn number 4. Punches the throttle down on the inside. That moisture, Cockrum hung with it just a little bit longer. Gets out ahead of the number 26. Beautifully played by the number 71. Kaylee Bryson's going to take him around the outside and go knuckles up with the number 26 car, trying to outpower the number 71. Cockrum able to get out onto the point out of turn number 2.
Kaylee's not going to give up, though. She's still going to work that outside. Let's see what Shane elects to do. And suddenly, there's the likes of a Connell, etc., ready to take advantage.
Yeah, Shane Connell moving up there, kind of stalking those top two. Bryson back behind the number 71. Cockrum leads him out, pulls out by car lengths. Now Shane Connell goes to work on Taylor Bryson. So out of the corner we come. The white flag comes out. One more trip around for the Flying Fireman.
Boy, denied to Quoin gives him an opportunity to put another of the Classic miles on the resume.
Down the back straightaway, no one close enough to compete for that top spot. Shane Connell, Logan Seavey trailing back by a quarter straightaways into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4. You said it, Pat. He was denied at Quoin. He'll not be denied today at Springfield.
Absolutely, it's the Chief. For the 5th time in his career, there's the checkered flag.
A month and a half and a harsh lesson learned later, Cockrum drew up his plan and followed it to a T from start to finish at Springfield by strategically opting not to be the rabbit that all others chased. This time around, his state of mind for the first half of the 100-miler was simply to let him go. Meanwhile, prior to this day, no woman had ever started from the front row of a dirt USAC Silver Crown race, nor led a single lap of any sort in the 52-year history of the series. And she did it in just her 3rd career series start.
You can't, like I said earlier, you can't lead the whole Quoin and lose that sucker and then not learn from it. If you don't learn, you ought to just stay home because, we've always prided ourselves on being one of the smartest ones, and, I just let him go. Kaylee, what an awesome race car driver she is, and, it was cool I was kind of fanboying it back there and, loving what she was doing, but when it comes to win, she's going to have to take second tonight.
Obviously a very disappointing end to Quoin just a few weeks ago. Ever since then, have you been waiting for this chance at redemption?
Oh, you don't even know. We thought we were going to be ready to go, and we had to pull the motor out and had a blown motor in between races, and then had to get parts overnighted from California yesterday just to make it today. So, these guys have been busting their ass and getting little Cody Swanson going up here.
Cody Swanson was in a rare position entering Championship Saturday's USAC Silver Crown season finale at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. He trailed Logan Seavey in the title race by 3 points and simply just needed to be better than Seavey on this day. However, it was Cody's brother Tanner who wound up stealing the headlines in the 100-lap season capper.
And nothing to lose for Justin Grant. Everything's about winning this race. No points consideration whatsoever as he tracks in behind Santos. Logan Seavey, points is an issue as we see Bobby make a slick move underneath.
That was a perfect Raceway Park pass. You still see the sparks coming out from the bottom of the frame rail with the heavier fuel load at this point, and here goes Grant. Grant's going to look to go Logan Seavey.
I'm a little worried about Seavey.
Yeah. He's lost 3 spots in 1 lap.
Seavey may have a problem.
Yep, he's off the pace coming out of turn number 2.
Oh my. Heartbreak.
So your driver that came in tied for the point lead or 3 points ahead is off the pace and on pit lane.
Looks like Tanner's got a little bit more in his step right now, Brad. We'll see if he's ready to try to put some pressure on his brother.
I was just contemplating in my head what a relationship with brother to brother in this scenario. I know that when it comes to the checkered flag, it's just I'm racing you. But at this point, is this a situation where we're going to run each other comfortably here and get to the last 10 laps and then all give it everything we got to see what might happen?
It looks to me like Tanner's kind of anxious to take the top spot. He's hounded his brother perhaps more than he has all race long.
Now, Cody has led them all at this point. As you said, Pat, Tanner is just right there. A little bobble,
yeah,
and
right
there's
there.
a bobble. Well, nope, at the line. It's still Cody.
Still Cody at the line.
Pat, have you had the opportunity personally yourself, as again, we might have a battle for the lead. It's still Cody as we get to the halfway point. That is lap number 50. So if he leads one more, it will be without a doubt the driver who leads the most laps. Now let's see what Tanner does here through 3 and 4, and then I'll go back and ask my question. But it looks like Cody will lead lap number 51, and that'll wrap up 3 points for the most laps led. When you think of the Silver Crown races, and a lot of times teams come up to this and they're not used to running 100-lap or 100-mile events. Well, that's not the case with Tyler. He's used to winning 500-lap events, so he has patience. He has an understanding of what it means to have a long, good run.
So just looking ahead, he's got a lot of work to do to catch CJ Leary.
Battle for the lead, pat down the backstretch, and I was holding my breath as I watched that. Oh, we got a yellow on the front stretch. Oh,
Jake, get it stopped.
Just couldn't get it between there and the wall.
Yeah, tough break for Jake Day.
Tanner Swanson will be the first to see the green flag. So we look to wrap things up with 26 laps to go at Lucas Oil Raceway. That's a good start right there for the 6th of CJ Leary.
Yep.
CJ moves into the 2nd spot, and here comes Tyler Roaring.
Interesting things now.
CJ Leary at times has been beset with some bad luck in the Silver Crown Series. Can everything come into play for him here tonight in car number 6? He is definitely in the hunt for the win. It looks like Cody Swanson.
It does. It looks like he's struggling. The tires seal over. This race ended right now. That Legacy team going to be awful proud of their work. And there goes Roaring looking to the outside. That's a bold move.
That is, to go to the outside coming out of turn number 2.
Is there enough room up there?
What a run for Tyler Roaring coming out at turn 4.
Oh, my. Travis Welpot doesn't know what's going to happen to him here. And Roaring gets it done.
That was a heck of a battle with Cody Swanson, and he takes that spot away as the white flag has come out, and I think that'll take care of that 2nd spot. But Pat, a dominating run the second half. He hung right in there at the beginning. The checkered flag will fall yet again for Tanner Swanson as he comes out of turn 4.
Tanner led the final 35 circuits to earn his 7th career USAC Silver Crown win at IRP, tying himself with, you guessed it, Cody, as the all-time winningest series driver at the .686-mile paved oval.
Yeah, it's just a high-speed chess match here. You got 2 cars that good, and I didn't have any radio communication for the first half of it, and so I really didn't know how many laps were left. So I was kind of pushing him a little bit, trying to see where he was at, where I was at, and thought we were feeling pretty good. And then finally we got somebody come over on the radio and say 40 to go, and I was like, uh-oh, we've been pushing way too hard. So backed it up a little bit, and then just got lucky there with some lap cars, and once we got clean air, we were able to log some good laps.
But while Tanner took the feature victory in the 100-lap battle, it was Cody who emerged as the series champion once more for the 7th time in his illustrious career.
I'm really fortunate to have had the opportunities I've had, driven for a lot of great race teams, and just thankful for each one, right? And for this year to have driven for Doran and Dyson and the combination effort that they did between the pavement and the dirt. And what a special year. It come down right here to the end and gave it all we had, and really special to win a championship anyway. A USAC title really means a lot, and to have it be a 7th is really special. I think it was. We struggled at the beginning of the year, just kind of the way it went, and didn't have dirt race finishes that we wanted, and pavement either. We struggled at Madison, and just kind of the way it went. But we kind of got hot there in the stretch of the summer to kind of resurrect it, and I hate that I made an error at Eldora and almost gave it all away. So thankful for 2 strong finishes here to round out the season, and get what we could, and to come away with the title is really special.